Hi guys, and welcome back to FutureFunded. Today we're going to be doing something slightly different. We're going to be going through compound interest. What is it? Why is it useful? How does it work? Why it's a good goal setter, and why you need to apply your mindset to be able to stick to it on a consistent basis. Because let's face it, that's the only way you're going to be able to grow any account that you use. So without further ado, I'm not going to talk about it anymore here. Let's get into it. Okay, so compound interest. What does it mean? Why is it useful? Why do we need to look at it? And why do we need to make it our goals? Well, compound interest is essentially how you focus on compounding your capital. All right, it's one of the main scaling tools you can use to see where you need to go, how quickly you need to get there, or rather that, how patient you can be to get there. Compound interest doesn't mean that you need to double. That's not what it means. Compound interest means that you need to focus on small consistency over time. All right, it relates so well to trading as well. All right, because if you think about it in trading, most traders, what do they focus on? They focus on home runs. Okay, they focus on the 1 to 18s, the 1 to 15s, the 1 to 10s, the 1 to 8s, whatever it is. And they hold their trade far too long and they don't take partials. And by the time an hour or half an hour goes past, price has reversed on them, come back to break even, and they've ended the day with nothing simply because they wanted to hit that home run trade. Home runs doesn't necessarily exist in my opinion. All you can really do to scale is focus on small, consistent profits over time. Okay. This is why I always focus on partials. This is why I always focus on taking something out of the market rather than nothing. Because even if your trade comes back and hits you at break even, even if it's up 3% or whatever it is, the reality of the situation is you're hit with one fundamental thing, and that is that you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know how far price is going to go. You don't know at what point price is going to reverse. You might have a planned area where you think price is going to reverse, but that doesn't necessarily mean, or in fact, it doesn't mean that price is going to listen to you. So having barriers in place, or trade management plan, I should say, in place to help you take profits off your trades so that you can pay yourself small, consistent wins is crucial. And what I found when I was doing this, and when I was trying to work out my strategy and trying to improve as a trader, I found that I was so focused on the 1 to 4s, the 1 to 5s, and making sure that price hit that TP. But I was an absolute mess in the trade. I couldn't focus on anything else. I was constantly monitoring. I was constantly checking my phone to see if I had an alert, to see if it hit TP yet, or worse, whether it hit stop loss at that point anyway, because my emotions were bad. And I was in a situation where my anxiety levels were just through the roof. All right, because I didn't accept, or I couldn't accept, the fact that this trade might not work, especially when it's in profit. Once I started to focus on compound interest and what that really means, the truest definition of it, then was the moment that I started to put partials into my trades. Once I started putting partials in, all my fears went away. My greediness went away. I was no longer anxious. I was literally just relaxed. When I was in the trade, I could go off and do other things and it wouldn't really matter, because I knew that I was only risking a full 1%, let's just say, for a short period of time. I was either going to lose or I was going to hit TP target 1. All right, so the length of time that you're actually on a full risk trade is much shorter when you have partials. And that's all because of compound interest. So what I noticed is that when I was doing it, I was losing maybe 3 trades and then I would win a trade, losing 3-4 trades, win a trade, lose 3-4 trades, win a trade. So I was thinking to myself, well, I'm pretty much just a break-even trader at that point. So this was a couple of years ago. So I thought to myself, well, how can I, if I can't improve my win rate at the moment, how can I improve my trade management plan so that I can take more out of the market? The first thing I did was come onto here. All right. I remember I was trading a £50,000 account at the time, and I just literally typed in, right, if I was to focus on just 5%, all right, 5% over the course of the month, over the course of the year, essentially. okay? And then when I looked at it and I said, well, hang on a minute. If I can get to 90K by just focusing on 5%, okay, no problem. How do I get to 5% now? What are going to be the key indicators that is going to allow me to do this? Partials. So then what I started to do is every single trade that I took, I would take profits off at TP target 1, target 2, target 3. Now, at that time, not many trades actually hit full TP. Like I said, 1 in 5 essentially actually hit a full TP. So I had 3 trades where most of them were going into profit and I was losing out. And then the moment that I put the partials in at levels that I thought price might reverse against me was the moment I took my trading from winning 1 in 5 to now I've won pretty much 3 out of 5. Okay, whether that's TP target 1, target 2. And then I started to see, well, I've got a 1 to 4 risk to reward on here. I'm actually hitting TP target 2 here, which is still giving me a 1.8% return on my trade. So I've now gone from 0 to 1.8%, another 1.5 or 2%. Now I'm at pretty much 3% on my account. And then I've got my full TP trade, which I was taking partials on, bear in mind. So that was around about 2.5 to 3% after partials. So now I've gone from 0 to way over 5%. And then when I looked at it and I said to myself, well, if I just focused purely on these partials and I focused on how can I cut my losing trade short, essentially, how can I focus on ways to tell myself to get out of that trade if I know it's not working? Because that used to be a big problem for me as well. I used to just be in denial. Even if I could see the trade wasn't working, I would hit and hope and just wait. When sometimes, and look, don't get me wrong, sometimes it's best to just leave the trade to play out. Other times you see things and you know what they are, right? You've been trading for a while, so you know exactly what these signs are to essentially get out of that position. And then I started to focus on that. And what I started to see that it was compounding, all right? It doesn't happen instantly, don't get me wrong, but over time, I was compounding, my strategy was compounding, my results were compounding, and then before you know it, I was hitting 7% on average per month, simply by just following a very simple 5% return. But I wasn't doing it based upon my strategy, I was doing it based upon my trade management plan. And that is the exact way, or the exact thing that pretty much took off for me. It wasn't actually the trading, funny enough, it wasn't the strategy, it wasn't the edge. It was really just, how do I manage my trades? How do I compound it effectively? And how do I work with the win rate that I have to extract as much capital or as much profit out of it as I possibly can without being greedy? Once I started to go into this and really study this, that's when I started to put the specific skills, or sorry, I shouldn't say specific skills, but the specific elements in place in my trade management plan and my strategy to ensure that I can extract that capital or that profit. All right, so for anyone who is watching, go to compound interest, figure out an amount that is realistic, not what you want. That's the key. Figure out an amount that is based on where you're currently at, that is achievable. And then look at ways at how you can work with your strategy and your trade management plan and money management plan to ensure that you can achieve that goal. And then start scaling after that point. Then you can start looking at higher targets and so forth and so on. All right. But I hope that helps, guys. For any more, of course, I'll be doing videos every single week. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely click that like button, and I'll see you in the next video. So there you go. All right, hopefully now you understand that trading isn't just about executing trades. There's a lot that goes on in the back end. There's a lot that you need to get prepared for. There's a lot that you need to set goals for, weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, 6 monthly goals. Either way, treat trading like a business. Compound interest is one of the best ways to do so, and it gives you clear-cut rules and goal sets that you need to stick to. But of course, it's only good if you stick to it. So guys, as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want more content. I'll be doing it every single week, and I'll see you on the next video.